And welcome back and welcome back. I apologize for the delays, but there is a bug currently on the European server which has been stopping players from making lobbies, so it took a little bit to work around this, but here we go. We are diving into our fresh best of 3, and spawning in the top right hand corner, bottom right hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the Green Protoss player. The Green Protoss representing CSO Esports. It is UedSoldier. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Orange Terran player. Representing himself, currently teamless, I believe, it is MilkaCat. Oh, the milk. There's a lot of, I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of cat-related IDs in the tournament. I mean, Night Phoenix, aka Cat Girl. You have Astra, also a cat girl. There's shaking my head. Yeah, me and Micah, of course. But great to see another player. Again, I've never casted MilkaCat before, so I'm unfamiliar with them as a player, but I'm ready to be introduced. I'm ready to be wowed here in this series as not to be confused with Milky. That's the other one, Milky Cow. That's another player here. Well, that's all about the milk. What's happening? Aye. But MilkaCat did actually go to the ace match against Power earlier. Power, by the way, did qualify into the next round, did make it through the event, so I'm ready to see how MilkaCat was able to do so, how MilkaCat was able to bring Power to his knees. Not quite bring him down, but force the ace match. We'll see. So diving into our PvT. Again, for the time being, standard opener. It is going to be a gate expand into the cybercore here from UedSoldier. Likewise, across the map, we have a economic opener as well from MilkaCat. Going for a Rax expand, it was a single gas opener, so very economic from both players. Nothing too aggressive, nothing too wild here in the early game. The positioning of this second depot is a little bit odd, a little bit interesting here from our Terran, but outside of that, we should be getting to a standard opener. There we go, factory here as a part of the wall. Interesting choice. Ooh, as we will be delaying the CC on the low ground, UedSoldier being quite a nuisance here to these SCVs. We do delay the expansion for a couple of seconds. Behind this, we went reactor first, by the way. Very greedy, skipping the Reaper, going reactor first. We did not skip the SCV scout, thankfully, so MilkaCat is aware of at least the build of choice, the opener, and is going to be getting into those reactor Marines instead. So far, going to be able to wall off here on the high ground. Ooh, SCV does get picked off. Good pick off there from the Adept. We will delay that bunker, but the Adept takes a lot of damage. Does take a lot of hits to the face. Additional Adepts are arriving. And we will be forcing this back. Oh, getting a Marine. Almost getting another. Do have the CC finishing. We can start working on finishing up that bunker. And with the completion of this bunker, we should be able to get everything under control here. As we have our tech of choice, it's going to be a Twilight Council opener out of UedSoldier. Now, when it comes to UedSoldier, we have casted him before on this channel in recent times, in events like the Hatchery Cup or other tournaments. And UedSoldier has been, we've mainly featured UedSoldier in PvPs, so I'm ready to see what they have to offer in PvT instead. It's going to be it's going to be 3, even 4 gateways here. Let's go. 4-gate blink out of UedSoldier. A very aggressive build going to be coming out. Alien attempts to dive in, but gets shut down by those stalkers. Good warp in here by UedSoldier. With the robo, we can get the warp prism out. We can move out across the map. We can go for a big attack as well. And MilkaCat is in the dark as to what's going on. Did see an additional gateway, so is aware of at least 3 gates. Oh wait, my apologies. It is 3 gate. I don't know why. I thought there was a 4th. I think I was just counting this road. So my apologies. It's going to be 3-gate blink here from UedSoldier, not 4 gates, which means we can be assertive, we can gain map control, but this is just a safe way, relatively safe way to open up. Behind this, we should be expanding. We can assert ourselves, we can contain our opponent, but we shouldn't really be committing in. So we are warping in at 3 stalkers at a time, and then we go, third base is being set up. So UedSoldier has map control and should be expanding behind this. Meanwhile, back at home, what do we have to defend? I don't see any tanks. No tanks, by the way. We did delay tank production, going for the Cyclone first. The first tank is on the way, but we can blink into the main. This can get out of hand. Very out of hand. The tank just now pops out. Good positioning here behind the production. Marines are getting picked off, though. So many of them are going to be going down. Again, these are vanilla Marines. Boys are being pulled. These Stalkers are getting out of hand. They're getting out of control. So many SVs going to be falling here. Good juggling so far, avoiding a lot of that damage. And from here, we can blink back into the main. And again, this tank is so far back. Now repositioning here on the high ground. If this tank goes down, then we can just break the main entirely. We go for another big warp in. Behind this, we're expanding, we're transitioning, but we can shut down this tank. 2 volleys. Tank does go down. Big pickup. SCV's going to be going down as well. There's one tank behind this army. But this army is so bad. It is so bruised. It's barely standing, and this tank looks so vulnerable as a result. Another warping of Stalkers. We are pushing forward. Good bait there on the tank shots, and we dive on in. The tank goes down, and there's nothing left. There's nothing left here for the Terran. Again, this opener wasn't meant to kill. It was meant to contain, but it's gotten out of control. GG gets called, and UedSoldier takes game number 1. GG. GG, well played. The Hellion Scout did get eyes on the gateways. That is true. We saw all 3 gates. We saw all 3 gateways with the Hellion Scout, but we were not ready back at home in time. Very important to get your tanks, or to prioritize your tank production to get them up and running. Not just the tanks, but also if you know that your tank count is going to be a little bit lighter, then bunkers. A bunker on the low ground was thrown down, but we do need a bunker on the high ground as well. Otherwise, what we saw can happen. Otherwise, what we saw can happen, and you can just snowball out of control. Things can very much so get out of hand. And with that, UedSoldier does take the first game, and now we're going to be getting ready for game number 2. Game number 2. Sorry, I'm just relogging. Apparently, because of the bug on the European server, you do have to relog every game. So we are just working on that. And hopefully I don't get left behind. The fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Let's go. As we do make it into the lobby. And again, game 2 is going to be on hard lead. Hard lead will game number 2. Meanwhile, when it comes to the rest of the group, again, I know that there's been a lot of games being played out, and I don't know if I've done the best job explaining the event itself, but welcome, of course, if you're just now tuning in, to the Christmas Cup. This is the GM edition of the tournament. It is a 2,600-ish USD event. So quite a lot of money here on the line. It is a major event with so many players taking part. Again, there is a group stage, groups going all the way up to Group Q. That's just how many groups there are. And each group has 4 players, and top 2 make it out. Top 2 of each group make it into the next round. And tomorrow we will play out that next round. So the group stage is well underway for the event. !B in the chat, and you will get a link to hopefully the Wikipedia page. You know what? I'll just post it here and now. There's a Wikipedia page for the event as well, in case you do want to check it out yourselves. And again, it has multiple stages, has a round of 16, round of 8, and of course the playoff bracket as well. I'm quickly checking, and top 16 do get paid. Top 16 do get paid out, so we are here to determine who makes it into the top 16. Now, this event, because it's so large, because there's so many players and so many games, this event is going to be split up into multiple days. So here we have day 1. Tomorrow is day number 2 to actually hammer home who actually makes it into the top 16. I believe here we're determining the top 32. Yeah, we have 64 players here tonight, and we are cutting those 64 players in half. We're cutting it down to 32, and then tomorrow we cut it down again into 16. Then next weekend, then we get the round of 16. Round of 16 followed by the round of 8, round of 4, semis, finals, all that good stuff. So we are cutting the fat bit by bit. So today we are here to determine who is the top 32 in this tournament. Tomorrow will be to determine who is top 16. Oh boy. And we are getting into game number 2, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Hardlead, we have our green Protoss player representing CSO Esports. It is UedSoldier. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the orange Terran player. It is MilkaCat. Milka. Yeah. Cats are the superior pet. Love dogs too, though, and of course ducks. Yeah, the ducks, papi. Quack, papi, quack. So we are settling on into this. And again, for those that are curious, of course, there is the restriction to be a part of this event to be GM. So all the players that are taking part in this are at least GM. Of course, GM does range in skill. Top 200 in the game, you know, we can go from 5.5k all the way up to 7k. Again, we are working our way through. So far, once again, it's looking to be an economic opener out of our Terran player. SCV is moving out for a scout. The other SCV going to be moving down for an expansion here on the low ground. As UedSoldier is being quite a nuisance with this probe. Well, we should be soon seeing the expansion. Oh, but the probe does come back in. Again, delaying this expansion for as long as we can. Should it soon be thrown down on the low ground. As the probe does turn back around to fight. And there is our CC. Man. CC's on the way. The probe comes back. The probe is back, and we'll get the hell out of here. This time it's going to be a Reaper first. Remember, last game it was a reactor opener into Marines. This time we have a Reaper. With the Reaper, we can harass our opponent a little bit more, but we can also get some scouting information. We can get a read on what exactly is going on and get a better idea of the build of choice from UedSoldier. And that's the hope, at least. Remember, last game it was just 3-gate blink. Not the most aggressive opener. Has potential, as we saw, but is designed to contain the Terran player while you can expand and get your third base up and running. Meanwhile, ooh, this is different. That is a second Rax. And we should soon be seeing a third Rax. And there it is. It's going to be a 3-Rax opener here from MilkaCat. Is quite an aggressive build here. This is designed ideally to shut down a Stargate opener. Meanwhile, the Reaper does get in, does scout, does confirm the Twilight Council. So MilkaCat is aware of the build of choice for the most part. The tech of choice is a better way of phrasing it. We're aware the blink is on the way, but it could be 2-gate blink, 3-gate blink, or 4-gate blink. There's a lot available here to UedSoldier with how aggressive he wants to be with his blink stalkers. There's a second gateway on the way, and we'll keep an eye on the third and potentially fourth gateway. Meanwhile, across the map, this build of choice here from MilkaCat, now that we've realized, we're getting quite a lot of SCV damage done. Oh, we get one SCV goes down. But with this build of choice, we should be prioritizing Marauders. Usually we make as many Marines as we can, and we hit a timing with Stim. But because we are aware it's a blink opener, Marauders are going to be that much more important. Because Marines will be dealt with by these Stalkers. Meanwhile, Adepts, they do take control of the natural base. Quite a lot of lost mining time here as the Adepts are finally forced out. And we can go back to mining. Stim is in production. Again, we're going to be hitting a very strong push here with Stim. That's the idea of this build. Meanwhile, we do have additional gateways. It was 2 gateways in the main base. 2 gateways here in the main. We do have 1 gateway here on the low ground. So once again, 3-gate blink. The same build as game 1 from UedSoldier. The exact same build here. Now, I do like this from UedSoldier because he should be active with his stalkers. And the reason why this is ideal against a Stargate opener is that Mass Marine with Stim completely just dumpsters all over Oracle base play and Phoenix base play. Because Phoenixes, what can they do? They can pick up 1 unit at a time, and against all these Marines, they can really struggle. Which is why when I mentioned when we scouted the Twilight Council, we need Marauders. And there it is. Marauder production has commenced. We have 2 Marauders being built at a time, and we need to build up that count because pure Marine doesn't trade well against Mass Blink Stalker. So MilkaCat has the information he needs, and again, he is refining his army with these Marauders. to have a bunker on the high ground. So again, he's aware that Blink Stalkers are on the way because of the scout earlier, and he is preparing himself. Meanwhile, here comes UedSoldier. Something that we lacked in the last game was the bunker in the main base, and we do have a bunker, even 2 bunkers at the natural. Oh my god, we are very well prepared for this. UedSoldier going to be checking the main base. Did confirm all 3 Raxes earlier. Does run into these Marauders, and immediately gets forced back. So much damage being done. 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, so many Stalkers falling. Bit of miscontrol there out of UedSoldier, panicking a little bit, and MilkaCat has a much stronger defense. Bunker is salvaged. We understand that we don't need it anymore. A solid start here for MilkaCat. Much more solid compared to the previous game. Meanwhile, across the map, UedSoldier is taking his 3rd. Remember, 3-gate Blink is not all in. We were expanding, taking a 3rd base. Now we have a Bay on the way. The base should be for Colossus and Disruptors. Going to be 3-gate Blink into a 3rd into Colossus production from our Protoss player. Meanwhile, the Prism does get behind the mineral line. Ooh, MilkaCat caught out of position here, and we are getting damage done. SCVs are going to be falling. 7 SCVs in total. 1 SCV went down earlier, but that is going to be 6 worker kills here in the main base. Very nice damage here from UedSoldier. This should not have happened. Again, MilkaCat defended the initial push beautifully. After this, though, UedSoldier somehow found a way to find damage anyway. And the Prism slips back in. This time we have left an army in position, so the Prism isn't going to get much done. But the damage has already been done. MilkaCat down to 35 SCVs. The worker count here looking very low. Meanwhile, UedSoldier macroing up nicely, getting up to 3-base saturation. Colossus production has commenced. We have Extend Thermal Lance on the way. Charge as well. More gateways being thrown down. Really solid play here out of UedSoldier, and MilkaCat is being forced even further all in. He is being forced all in here. We may have to, pull the boys. Like, there's no turning back from this. We've taken too much damage. It's all or nothing. The boys have been pulled, and we are going completely 2-base all in. It's all or nothing for MilkaCat. Meanwhile, UedSoldier does have a couple of Stalkers in position. Does miss the move out, though. You know, say, try to bounce back in. Colossus are on the way. We do recall back home. The army has been spotted by the pylon. We have a shield battery, we have an overcharge. No shield battery at the natural, it's at the 3rd base. So far, a good swipe from the Colossus. 2nd Colossus about to come out, and with 2 Colossi, how do we push in? Good juggling here from UedSoldier. Does save one of the Colossi, the other is exposed. Up! And we do save it. A nice save here. We clean up all the Marines, all the Marauders as well. Does Alce go ham? GG, good luck in the next round, and UedSoldier will take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. A solid result there from UedSoldier. Again, I will say that here in game number 2, MilkaCat did have a stronger early game. Was able to, again, deflect the initial builds, was able to get into his Marauders, get into his stim timing. But unfortunately, the Prism came from behind, caught MilkaCat completely off guard, and we lost too many SCVs. We lost too many. We had to go all in from there, and we just happened to be going into a player that already had Colossi. With Colossi, we just shut down 3-Rax play so hard. Oh, so hard. The push was a little bit too late. Didn't have as much behind it, and with that, GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to UedSoldier. Congratulations. And with that, UedSoldier does qualify and make it into the round of 32. Into the round of 32 group stage tomorrow. Meanwhile, do we have any other matches going on? It looks like we may. As the group stage is finishing on up. Well, there's like 3 matches left. Not a lot, actually. Okay, there's 4 matches left. Let's see if I can find someone. Hopping over to the Americas. So a match that has my eye right now is, I believe, Mini Zerg? There's Mini Zerg versus Killer Queen. And I actually really want that series. Can we find them, though? That's the question. That is the question. Oh, oh boy. Here we go. So again, congratulations to UedSoldier. And again, we just really don't have many matches remaining. Everything was happening at the same time. Everything was happening concurrently. There is like 4 matches ongoing. There's Eastos versus Blinchik. There's Tiger versus False. There's Matt V versus Marador. There's also, as I mentioned before, Mini Zerg versus Killer Queen, which I kind of want to get into, but we'll see. We'll see if we can. We will see if we can. Just because they may, I mean, they're probably already mid-series. They are mid-series at this point. Alright, mid-series. And they just finished. No, I wanted to cast them. We just got an update here, and Mini Zerg did take down Killer Queen 2-1, and Mini Zerg is going to be the next player to qualify. He's going to be our next player to qualify here for the main event. So we are rapidly, running out of room, running out of matches. I guess we can just take this moment to go over the bracket here. I think we're done. Oh, actually, I may have found one. Eastos and Blinchik did just get out of game. Do we have an update? Do we have a match? Oh. Potentially? Do we have do we have a game? I think they might. They're out of game, but I'm trying to reach out. If they're mid-series, and if we can get into like the final game, then that'll be amazing. I'm trying to whisper them. I'm doing my best. Let's see. Otherwise, we can just have a look and quickly go over the bracket. Again, there was a lot of matches that were ongoing. There we go. From the top, from the very top here. We do have, just quickly going over some of these results, and I guess for now we may have just wrapped up the final series. May have just wrapped up the final series here as we quickly do refresh. So, from Group A, we do have Skillus taking down Gref 2-1. Skillus did make it out first. We did cast this series, and it was fun. Gref is a cannon rusher. He's a very well-known cannon rusher, and he did take a game off of Skillus by cannon rushing. So very impressive by Gref, as they did both advance. Unfortunately, I did want to cast Astra, but Astra was not available here, so both Skillus and Gref did make it through. They both did qualify. Astra was not available. Oh. it looks like... we'll see if I can make it. I'm experiencing the bug again. I should have relogged. But yeah, Skills and Gref did make it through. We have Wayne. Wayne, of course, 2-0'd his way through the group as well, as to be expected. And Wayne did qualify alongside Mini Zerg as well. Unfamiliar. I was hoping to catch Mini Zerg earlier, but we did miss those matches. So Wayne did make it through alongside Mini Zerg. We had Strange, of course. Strange, one of the stronger Protoss players in the region, did make it through alongside Hacker is Noob. Young Yakov made it through alongside Silvercrow. Unfamiliar with Silvercrow, but I would have loved to have gotten to know them. Would have loved to have caught that series. Basically, kind of players that you expect to advance on. I don't think there was any upsets. I don't believe there were any upsets. So Young Yakov made it through. MilkaCat made it through. Of course he did. MilkaCat taking down his opponent. So can we zoom in? There we go. Alongside Dobro. I'm unfamiliar with Dobro, but I look forward to being introduced to them tomorrow. Night Phoenix made it through. We did cast this series. Night Phoenix over Jimmy Micro. Did advance on alongside Jimmy Micro as well. They did both make it into the round of 32. We have Nicaract, who again, a well-known Terran player in the region. Did advance on alongside Michnek. I'm not familiar with Michnek. I don't really know them. But again, we might be able to cast them tomorrow. We have Nikic advancing on 2-0 over Zardiant. Zardiant also advancing on as well. We have casted Zardiant before. He's a mech player. I do know that. I know it. He's a mech player. So both Nikic and Zardiant did advance on. We have Minnow VK alongside GG Machine advancing on as well. Our Protoss and Zerg player respectively. We did cast these series. My condolences to Naji for not making it through. And we have Art alongside Fallinger. I'm familiar with both of them. Both favorites coming into this do make it through their respective groups. Shameless, we've been featuring a lot of Shameless. He did not drop a single map. My eyes are on Shameless as a dark horse for this tournament. I do want to see how far Shameless can go. You have Master Vasya alongside them. I'm unfamiliar with Master Vasya, but if you know them, do share some information about them. It would be good to be introduced. We have Rostock and Extra Striker. Ooh, this was a stacked bracket actually. Oh my god. Rostock and Exo Striker are going to be making it out here. This series went all the way to the ace match. Again, Rostock and Extra Striker are really powerful Protoss players. Rostock being a Ukrainian Protoss. Exo Striker from Russia. So both really strong players. We have Wannabe Björn, who 2-0'd Eastos. This is the match that just started, and we did miss them, unfortunately. But Wannabe Björn did advance on. Fun fact, Wannabe Björn he was a part of the Archon Mode 3v3 that we casted. It was Wannabe Björn alongside Nicaract and MilkaCat. The three of them were playing Archon Mode together as a Terran team. So do want to watch more of Wannabe Björn. Eastos, I imagine is going to be favored against Blinchik, but we'll see. Likewise, underneath them we have Ashbringer, Asherber's cousin, did make it through. Tiger, I'm not familiar with Tiger, but Tiger did 2-0 false. Down here we have Enigma advancing on over Liaris. I have casted Enigma in the past. I think he used to be on Hokago T team. We have casted Enigma before. I'm not familiar with Liaris or Astro, so more of an unknown player going to be making it through. Do look forward to them. Here I have no idea who these people are. You have someone with a Cyrillic name advancing on. We have Marador and Matvi as well. So more unknowns to me at least, so not too familiar with them. We have Power and UedSoldier. We just covered UedSoldier, and that was Group Q. So again, 64 players cut down to 32. And tomorrow we will be casting the round of 32. The round of 32 group stage, I should say. So tomorrow there should be some more well-known players. I don't know who to follow. Like, I would be happy with so many. Like, I'm happy to cast Ashbringer or Exo Striker, Wannabe Björn, Nikic, Rostock as well, Wayne, Shameless. I kind of want to follow Shameless, depending on the group. I think the groups are going to be seeded tonight. I believe the groups will be seeded tonight, so if you want to see the follow-up to this group stage to find out who makes it into the top 16, tomorrow in less than 24 hours, we'll be casting the next stage of the Christmas Cup. So again, it's pretty big. A lot of players are getting involved, and again, all these players were GMs. All these players are GMs, I should say, at least. So we'll see. I think it's too early for predictions. Like, there are some big names here, some big heavy hitters. Like, Skillus is going to be coming in as a favorite player in this tournament. Wayne as well, of course. Strange is another big one. Young Yakov, Night Phoenix, MilkaCat, Nicarax. I think probably the biggest names are Skillus and Wayne. I think depending on seeding, like Skillus and Wayne, it makes sense for them to be the two finalists, but we'll see. We'll see if upsets happen. We already saw Skillus drop a map to Gref. Look, I'm just saying, if Gref can take a game off of Skillus, I want the rematch, right? I want I want a rematch. I want some more cannon rushes. You know, upsets, they can happen. They can happen, especially in PvPs. But on paper, I feel like Skillus and Wayne are probably the favorite players. We'll see if anyone can shake up the hierarchy in this region and amongst all these pros. I'm looking forward to it. And again, Shayless is my dark horse pick. My dark horse. And UedSoldier as well. UedSoldier as well. Outside of that, though, I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Hope you all had a great time here. This was our second broadcast of the day. I apologize that it was a little bit chaotic and a little bit, yeah, there was a little bit of uncertainty just because I was having a really hard time finding games. Again, as I mentioned, there is a bug currently on the European server, and players do have to like just constantly like remake games and restart and all this good stuff. We just got an update. Eastos did take down Blinchick 2-0. So congratulations to Eastos. They just wrapped up their series. So that's everything. Eastos did advance on. Matt V took down Matador. And Tiger 2-0 false. So plenty of updates. Plenty of updates. Otherwise, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. Again, we're going to be back here with day number 2 of the Christmas Cup GM edition tomorrow. We're also going to be live tomorrow with day number 2 of Masters Coliseum. Masters Coliseum number 7. So we'll see you then for those events. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. It is 4 a.m. in the morning, so I'm going to bed. I'm done. I'm done for today. Gonna go get some rest. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. We appreciate it, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for some more StarCraft. Until then, hasta luego. Thank you for dropping by. Until then, bye. Hasta luego, papi. Hasta luego.